Just chucking it down over there. Time to take cover. Not brought me waterproofs. Mother Nature's umbrella. There's a few little holes in it. But rain or shine, I just love being outdoors. I am packed to the rafters today. Should have just bought a bigger bag, shouldn't I? There we go, all set. So today's excuse is I need some lunch. Not that you need an excuse to get out in the great outdoors. There's no better place than out here, I don't think. Don't need that one today. Got plenty of free fuel. So I didn't know what to have for my lunch. So I popped to Home Bargains. I just wanted something for a sandwich. And I thought, I'll cook up some spam. When did that get so expensive? I remember when spam used to be, you know, it was like a cheap meal when you couldn't afford pork chops. Now you need to sell a kidney to buy a packet of spam. Corned beef's the same. We're not short of stuff to burn anyway. You could just break these or use smaller twigs, but these slightly thicker ones, they burn for a little bit longer. Some of these are a bit damp, so they might not want to take. Shout out to the Twisted Fire Starter on Instagram. I will put a link in the description. Sent me some of these little fire starters. Sent me a few different bits and bobs, so thank you, Simon. So I think you chuff these up a little bit to expose some of the fibres. Oh, they are very waxy. See if we can get that to light. There we go. Shove that in there. Leave it to do its thing. Oh, don't want to put the flame out, do we? Huge thank you to everyone that watched yesterday's video. My little Polish haversack, and my sister told my granddad's story. Some really lovely comments and some great stories as well about other people's granddads and grandmothers. So if you've not seen that, it's a really good story. Have a brew first. So I had a nice phone call on the way here. Andrew from, I think it's Nottinghamshire Madness. He dropped me a message and he comments on the videos and stuff like that. He did the same 30-day challenge as me. He did 31 days, he did July. And he's continued it as well into August. But he's a big Brompton fanatic. So heading over to see him. Going to try out a Brompton or two. See if it's what I really want. Yeah, they're quite a big investment. He's got quite a few of them as well. Bromptons are to him what tents are to me. If it's your passion, you know, like he doesn't spend his money on flash cars or anything. I think like me, mine's 11 years old. He spends his money on his passion, which is Brompton bikes and other bikes as well. But he gets his money's worth out of them. So sometimes gear does seem expensive, but if you work out how many times you use it, then it suddenly becomes good value for money. I think Joe was telling me, was it a mum or a grandma once said, you know, if you spend £100 on a pair of shoes, or a hairdryer or whatever it would be, but you use it every day for a year, then it works out something like 30 pence a use. Now, is 30p good value for money to use the hairdryer that you want to use, or wear the pair of shoes that you want to use? So looking at it that way, yeah. But if you're spending, you know, £100 on a pair of shoes to wear once, then suddenly it becomes expensive. A bit like this Spam, really. I'm only going to use this once. Ridiculous price. Spoilt for choice today. Just so happens I bought both mugs again. This one was in with my stove, but I'll show a little bit of loyalty. Go with the orange one. Yeah, I don't know what it is. Things getting expensive. So my lad Matthew and his girlfriend Rona, they've been looking at houses in Sheffield now for a 2-bedroom terrace in our area. It's cheapest you're going to get is like £180,000. I remember when houses were, I think it was about £30,000 for like a 3-bedroom house in Ollerton, where I used to live, and that seemed like way too much money. Now the same houses are 150,000. Wages haven't gone up that much. How do people afford to get on the property market nowadays? When did everything get so expensive? Whether it's a house, a tin of Spam, a tent. Hilleberg, for example, now solos 900 and something pound, I think. When I bought mine new, my solo, I think it was 560, which is going back 6 or 7 years, like, but it's gone up around probably 80% or something like that in just a few years. I think that's probably the biggest criticism that I get from my videos, is that the gear that I use is often too expensive for most people, and I totally understand that. But you've got to bear in mind that this is my passion now. It's pretty much, well, it's not my only passion. I'm really getting into the sketching and painting. I was up till 12:30 this morning, just finishing off a little sketch of Whitby Lighthouse. Yeah, I'm loving that as well. But yeah, camping in the outdoors is my passion, and that's what I spend my money on. You know, I haven't got expensive Levi jeans or Calvin Klein underpants or nothing like that. Clothes don't really do anything for me. But you know, I wear a pair of Rab trousers, which maybe, I don't know, these are 70 quid or something like that. But it's my money. I can spend it on what I want, and it's difficult. I'm making the videos for you, but I'm also making them for me. So when people say, why don't you go camping in a £30 tent or something, I don't want to. It's not that I don't want to show you something that's good value for money. It's just I don't go camping all of the time. So when I do, I want to enjoy it, and I want to use the gear that I want to use, that I would choose. You know, I've got everything that I need now. Every now and again I'll still pick up a new little bit of something. I've got a new quilt to try out and a new tent, which I'll be doing either this weekend or Monday when I'm out with Josh. So yeah, I just want to use stuff that I like, because at the end of the day, if I'm not enjoying what I'm doing, then it comes across in the videos anyway. I don't know if you've noticed, but sometimes when you're trying to get spam or corned beef out of a tin, sometimes it's quite difficult. You undo the little ring pull thing, but the meat just doesn't want to come out. It's like getting sucked back in with a vacuum. So what I do is I get my tin opener, which is this one, and I just pierce the back of it. There we go. And that, sometimes I open it all the way and then just push it out, but it lets some air in so you can actually get the meat out. There's no vacuum then. I'll put this to one side, the lid, but I am going to take it home with me. Where's the penknife? Come on. No. You think I'd know my way around this by now, wouldn't you? Yeah, just go around it. And then you should be able to pull it out like that, look. Slice some off. I'm only going to go for, don't know whether to cook it all or not. Is that greed? You might have noticed I've lost a little bit of timber. So I'm trying to cut down on this kind of stuff. I've been replacing these things with fruit and yogurt. Got the flame quite low. Don't want it to burn, do we? A bit higher than that though, methinks. Smells lovely. Just having it in a little butty. What do you call it? It's spam sandwich? Spam butty? I'm not going to mention what these are called. I need to do my research. I can't remember what spam stands for. Super processed ham. That's what it is, I think. Go! This is hot! Go! Got dogs trying to nick my food. Just like being at home. Come away to escape that. We're getting there. Let me know in the comments if you've got any guilty pleasures where you tend to spend maybe a little bit too much money on stuff, whether it's fishing equipment, whether you like to have a cinema in your house. I don't know. Food. You know, some people like to dine out and go to fancy restaurants, stuff like that. And I think that's great that everyone has got their own little passion. I know that money's tight and some people haven't got any spare money to spend, but I don't begrudge anybody who goes to work, puts the hours in and then spends the money on whatever luxuries or items or holidays, whatever it is they want. That's done enough for me. Does it get any better than this? It would do if I remember the brown sauce. Underrated. Can't eat it cold though. Rotten. So a big thanks to everyone that tagged me in their YouTube videos and posts on Instagram. Hashtag lunch with Paul. Some of you got quite creative. That linguine stuff looked really nice. Make sure to keep it up and see if you can beat a spam sandwich. Although this is doing a fine job at the moment. I'm just going to have another half an hour here chilling. So I'm going to call it quits for today. Thank you for watching. and I'll see you tomorrow.